What is up, everyone? It is Brandon here, and I hope you are all having a good day or night. I don't know what time you watch these videos, but regardless of the time, I just hope you're all having a good one. So today I want to talk about Whippets. Okay, nitrous oxide. That stuff, the propellant in whipped cream dispensers. That if you just so happen to inhale, it might produce this I think everyone calls it like a whomping effect. It literally feels like you just took um, like you just did a line of MDMA and coke and some other shit at the same time, maybe a little bit of acid, and for a minute or something like that, maybe like a minute and a half, you are just in full bliss. That's what it feels like to me. Maybe not. I don't know. Other people. Well, a lot of people say it. Someone literally said it feels like crack. I've never done crack, so I don't know. I can't compare. But one time, this girl literally hit the fucking whipped cream dispenser, and she was like, of course, her voice was all deep, so she was like, "Oh, it feels like crack." Like what? I've never done crack, so I don't know. But I don't know. Whatever. Everyone feels different. Again, everyone's different. Whatever. But never done crack. I don't know what that feels like, but maybe it is like crack. I don't know. But that's besides the fact. All right. Let's get back to the story. I like to go on these tangents. All right. I apologize, but it happens. I have ADD. I can't help it. So this story occurred back when I was in high school. I must have been probably, I think I was a freshman. I was either no, I was a sophomore. My bad. Yeah, I wasn't in military school. I was a sophomore back in public school. So I was a sophomore in high school, and there was this kid that I'll let him rest in peace because he ended up committing suicide. But maybe that'll be a story for another time. But regardless, Parker was a I don't want to say he was a real good friend of mine, but we hung out a handful of times, and we would always get into some crazy shit. And one of his drugs of choice was Whippets. I mean, dead ass, the first time I went to this guy's house, when he opened up his closet, all right, he opened up his closet and like the whole and this is like a walk-in closet. This wasn't like a you open up doors and it's just like a no. He had a walk-in closet because the man lived in like $1 million house because his dad was like a really successful doctor. So he lived in a pretty nice house, walk-in closet in his room, he had his own bathroom and everything. But in the walk-in closet, the whole and I'm seriously, I'm not exaggerating. If you know these little whipped cream dispensers, they look like if you've ever had a BB gun that ran off of like CO2, those little metal cartridges, those little metal CO2 cartridges. Well, they put nitrous in those motherfuckers too. All right, so and that's what these whippets, they come in, whipped cream, the little fucking they look like silver bullets or some shit. All right. Anyways, the whole like right side of this man's walk-in closet was just filled with them. I'm talking like at least like a foot deep. Like I don't know what the fuck he had going on in there, but like when he did his whippets, he would just like toss them in there like they were nothing. So anytime you like tried to walk in this closet, it like made all this noise because all the whippets would be like clinking on each other. It sounded like a whole bunch of metal anal beads just like clicking and clacking. Anyways, so the first time I did a whippet was with this guy, and we were in his room. I was with my other friend Josh, who is infamous in my other videos as well. Josh was with me. Must have been my other boy. I don't know. I don't know if it was. We'll just make up. I think it was either Paul or Jake, or there was a couple other people, in there. I know it was a sausage fest, all right, whatever. But you already know the boys are hanging out. We're hanging out. We're doing fucking drugs. We're smoking weed. We're getting blasted. Um. Anyways, I had never done a whippet yet, so this is my first time. All right, and it was Josh was back in town because Josh had moved. I believe at this time Josh was. I think Josh moved away. So Josh like moved away to Chicago, and he was like back in town. So we were just going balls to the wall. We were fucked up every day for like the whole week he was here. Um, and one of those days we were at Parker's house. So this was my first time doing a whippet, and I was kind of I didn't know how to I didn't know how to feel. I didn't know if the only thing I'd really done was at the time was I'd done ecstasy one time and just weed. I wasn't like I hadn't tried anything else at the time. So when you go to try something new, it's a little scary because you don't know how your body's gonna react. You have that feeling in the back of your head. You're like, is this gonna kill me? Am I gonna overdose? What is this fucking drug about? Why are we hitting nitrous? Like I thought nitrous was only for cars. You know what I mean? I watched Fast and Furious. I know nitrous. I'm like, is it hot? Is it gonna burn my? What's gonna happen? They're like, no, it's not that nitrous. It's that's a. I don't know why I thought it was like the nitrous that like Fast and Furious. Like I'm gonna fucking hit this nitrous and I'm gonna go flying up in the air or something. But so I definitely wanted to see other people do it. So a couple of other people did it before me, and just based on watching, I was like, holy shit, this looks fun as hell. Like they're having the time of their lives for like just a minute and then it's over. Fuck it, that seems kind of cool. I can hit this a couple times and then be right back down to earth. Like, all right, let's see what this shit's about. And I don't think I should have done that because I think this is where it started. This is where it all started. All right. After this day, after I had done, I hit this thing and I was like immediately, I fell in love with this shit. It provided so much euphoria for me. Like it made me so happy. It was fucking amazing. I would hit it and of course they're playing music and the music sounds like 10 times better. I'm laughing my ass off. I feel fucking great. I was also high at the time, so that makes it even better. It was a fucking blast, man. This started a whole new addiction for me, and I was way too young really to be having this sort of addiction. Nor did I have the time and money to go be buying all this shit. I was not even old enough to go buy this shit at the store yet. Like you got to be 18. You'd have to go into like a sex shop or like some. Usually they were in sex shops, but some smoke shops had them. But again, you can't even get into a smoke. At the time, it was different. You got to be 18. I don't know if it's 21 now in the smoke shops, but I know you got to be 21 to buy tobacco, which is it's kind of fucked for the younger generation. But at the same time, it's probably good. It's probably good for them. But anyways, yeah. So I did not have the time and money to be supporting this addiction. All right, this fucker, man. It's not his fault. It's my fault. I shouldn't have done it, but it's just something It wasn't even peer pressure. It just looked really fun. I think I was womping out like that day. I don't know how many whippets I did, but it was a decent amount. And of course, this kid is. I don't know how he was getting it, but he just somehow had all these fucking whippets everywhere. And it was. This is the fucked up part. All right, there were so many whippets, right? But this man, like, he didn't. I don't know what the fuck was wrong with him, but he couldn't keep his non-used cartridges from his used ones. So this man would just be like fucking fiddling around through this whole like pile of whippets and like pulling out new ones and like also old ones and throwing them back in the pile. It looked like some hoarder shit, but with whippets instead. It was sad. It was a sad sight to see. Now that I look back on it in my head, I'm like, oh shit, that was probably not good at all. But it is what it is. It was a fun time. Um, so yeah, that is the fucking Whippet adventure. I mean, also after that we went to the store, right? And I don't know why we brought the dispenser in the car with us, and we had a friend who was old enough to drive, so being in the car while hitting a whippet. Obviously, I wasn't driving. That's another story. But um, being in the car and like fucking putting the window down, like hitting the whip and then sticking my head out to like the window like a fucking dog. I don't know if dogs are just high like all the time naturally, but I can see why they want their heads outside the window. I felt so free. I felt like a bird flying through the sky. Except I wasn't able to go anywhere. But oh, it felt so liberating. It felt so liberating. It felt great. Whomping balls outside of this window while and of course my friends drive like idiots, so they would be speeding, and that just added more. How would you? It just added more adrenaline. It was exhilarating. There we go. It was exhilarating to have my head outside the window while, like, right after I hit the nitrous. I was off my fucking rocker. Okay, I was blasted and way too young. So don't do drugs, kids. Thank you guys for listening to the video. I hope you all have a good rest of your day, rest of your night. You already know. And of course, I will see you all in the next one.